Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the 20th Joy of Painting series. Son of a gun, it's hard for me to believe this is the 20th series, but it is, and I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me back for another series of painting shows. If this is your first time with us,
it's my first time.
Let me
I
extend
accidentally
a
touched
personal
the
invitation to
tablet.
drag out your brushes and paints and paint along with us each show. I think you'll enjoy it. Tell you what, let's start out today and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me, and I think we'll just do a happy little picture today. So let me tell you what I've got done up here.
I've got all the colors up here, so I can just
standard
boop,
old
boop,
18
right?
or 24 inch canvas, but
Yep.
you use whatever size you want. And we have it covered with a little bit of liquid white, just a thin, even coat, just enough to make
Okay,
the
just
canvas
put a thin,
look.
even coat.
And with that, we'll just take off and we'll
Thin,
have
even
a
coat.
super time.
Done.
Start today
Done.
by using a little 1-inch brush, and we'll go into a very, very small amount of the phthalo blue.
Phthalo blue would be somewhere there, right? That sounds right. Looks right.
That looks good to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks peachy.
Back to the. Oh wait, what brush is he using? That's the question. Fuck.
Yeah, you got to listen to everything he says.
Yeah.
He's using a chipper brush.
Artist oils. He uses oil paints, so we got that.
Yeah.
Very small amount of the phthalo blue, just a little bit. Don't want much. And let's make some happy little clouds in our world. Let's come right up here.
Happy cloud.
And we'll just take this brush and we'll just bounce in some nice shapes. Now when we're doing this, we're interested in the white area, not the dark. So don't worry about the dark area. We're going to blend that all out. All we're doing is putting in some color for the shadows of our clouds. And this is one of the nicest, easiest ways of making very effective, great big old clouds. There. See, we're interested in this white area.
Okay. I don't know how to get this so that it rotates. Okay, I did get it to rotate. Cool. But it uses the ink way too fast. You see that? Yeah. Maybe if I'm lighter on the stroke?
That phthalo blue is a lot darker too than his.
Yeah, why is it so light? Probably because he's using way less ink.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
blue. That looks
So
good.
how do I use this so it doesn't use up all its ink in one go?
Yeah.
There we go. Viscosity. That's what I want. So bring this stack down to like. Okay, gotta create. That.
Happy cloud.
Clouds.
Make
Little
happy
clouds.
cloud.
Happy clouds. Let's turn the touch off. Actually, no, let's turn the touch on and zoom in a bit. I'm just gonna try and copy what he does, because, like, I'm not good enough for that.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing I would do. Mirror it exactly as best as I could. I think that's what everyone does. They just try and mimic him.
Clouds are gonna be awful, dude. Look at this.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm excited to see it.
What's nice is what you can do is I can have the brush not load up at all. Next time I stroke it, so I can just blend this with the brush. See that?
Right.
Actually, it looks like these clouds aren't gonna be that bad, because look at that now. It looks a lot better.
It does. Just gotta find happy clouds.
Once again, maybe there's another little cloud that lives in our world right along there. Wherever you think they should be, then that's exactly where they should be. Just wherever. You just use the old little 1-inch brush and just, I'm making tiny little circles. Just tiny little circles.
Just use the 1-inch brush.
I think this is the same one that Up Is Not Jump guy did.
Who?
Up Is Not Jump, that guy who did the Fallout 4.
Of the phthalo green. Don't need much of that. No pressure. No pressure. Just let it float. It's very strong. It's painting. Should make you happy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, that looks okay.
Add a little color right in here too. Just so there'll be a little color at the base of this cloud. There. Now then.
Oh, is he about halfway down that canvas?
Yeah.
I'm about the same actually. I'm getting. Oh jeez. No, I'm not. Blend, 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 blend.
Happy clouds.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, tell me when to stop.
Well, when you think you're doing too much?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Oh, I like that. That actually looks good. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there because that actually looks really good.
Let's take our little brush. This is a 2-inch brush. And go right up in here and very gently, I'm using just the corner of the brush, you make little round circle patterns here. Just sort of wind it up, blend it together.
That's literally what I was just doing. Fuck.
Well, you get to move on from there.
No, because it doesn't look like clouds yet. Watch, like he'll make it look like clouds just doing that.
Allow it to blend with a...
Look at that. Look. Motherfucker using negative space to create clouds. Fuck you. Fucking genius. Fuck you. Fucking greatest man ever. Fuck you.
white that's already on the canvas. And that's the joy of this wet on wet painting technique. The fact that it's wet allows you to blend color right on the canvas. Right on the canvas. Yeah. Now it's beginning to make a little sense.
Before, you didn't know what you were looking at. Now you know it's clouds.
And the white areas will end up being our clouds. This is a great way to make clouds for seascape paintings. Those great big fluffy clouds. Works very nice.
Look how good those clouds look!
Now we have this old brush dirty. Tell you what, let's do. Let's go back into a little bit more of that phthalo blue.
More
Phthalo
blue?
is a very nice color.
Yeah, we want some more of that phthalo blue.
Just a little color in the brush. Okay, let's go back up here.
Watch, it's gonna go
Let's
down
add some
below.
water in this paint.
Knew it!
If you
Knew
pour
it!
in- You know, I'm a fanatic for water. I love water. And it's
Okay, I
one of
already
the
know what he's gonna do. He's
nicest,
gonna do the
easiest
exact
things.
opposite on the other side. I'm gonna have a hard time with that. Okay.
Just use the edge. Just brush, stroke, stroke, stroke,
I
stroke.
can't use the edge with
Use
this fucking pen. It doesn't let me tilt.
I know, I'm kidding.
How much does he do? Like that much? Yeah, okay, let's. Whoa, that's a lot of paint.
Yeah, that's a heavy load.
Jesus Christ. Okay, keep the loading there. Turn the viscosity way up. There we go. Okay, I can't rotate my brush like that. Otherwise it's gonna like cause all my endings to be all weird like that. See that?
Yeah.
So, like I'm like rotating my whole entire body right now. Yeah, let's make this brush really thick. Do 3 big strokes. Do the opposite side. 4 big strokes.
And then blend it in.
Yeah, then blend it because I can't do that because if I take my hand off the thing, it'll re-dip the paint.
Right.
There's probably a better way to do this, honestly, but it's getting the job done. You see that? I get rid of this a little bit here. Not big.
Today, maybe this one will be still water, so we want these lines to be basically straight across here. Because as you know, still water is always flat, always level. There. Now, just very lightly, go all the way across and sort of bring it together in that light area here.
All the way across. Okay. I just realized the whole thing's crooked. Oh wait, that's my whole canvas being crooked.
Yeah.
It's still crooked, but whatever. I can fix that.
So we may need it. There. Okay. Now, the most fun part of this whole technique is washing the brush. So let's do that. We wash our brushes.
I won't do that with my pen. It'll break my pen.
Shake off the excess.
Just whack it off.
And just beat the devil out of it. This is where you take out all your frustrations and hostilities and just have a good time. Let's go into a little titanium white.
Titanium white. I'm guessing titanium white is like a hint of blue. I'm assuming that's what it
Makes
is.
a little
No, a
cross.
hint of silver.
Right.
That'd just be gray.
Yeah.
Back, let me grab a least little touch of the bright red. Just enough, a little bit more. There we go. Just enough to put a little pinkish glow into our little clouds. Don't want much.
I'm gonna create a new layer
Okay, let's go up here.
just to make
Now
sure.
we'll make big decisions. We'll just use this brush and decide where our little clouds live. And we just come along here and sort of drop.
Okay, he's using a fan brush. Real fan short. Look at that. Got me a fan brush. Gotta go up here. Apparently we gotta make more clouds. I need way more paint on that. Way less viscosity. That looks terrible.
That'd be so hard.
Suck my gold, man.
This also works very well with a little 1-inch brush. Very well. Either way that you want to do it. Either way. If you haven't painted with us before, one of the things that we try to do here, we try not to teach you just to copy. All we're trying to do is teach you a technique and turn you loose on
Did you
the
just a
world.
copy? Here I am copying his
We
shit.
use no patterns,
Yep.
no tracings. All we do is just sort of have an idea in our mind and we just sort of let it happen. And if you'll practice this,
That looks so good. Make this a little darker. Turn off the viscosity a bit. Turn off the blend a bit. Whoa, don't do that. I gotta turn off the touch every time I like take one, put my hand. Those look like storm clouds. Ow. Okay, maybe I do have to do it on the same layer.
Just add some titanium white.
Oh, I see what he's doing. Okay, never mind. So what I'm doing to increase the fidelity, dragging some blue down randomly here and there. A little bit more cloud-like, you see? A little bit better?
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to come up on clouds. It's actually looking pretty decent in this area. A little bit here.
It is.
That's actually starting to look pretty good, actually,
so that
surprisingly.
very soon you can enjoy the freedom of creating a painting right on the canvas.
So he's doing it with all the cloud bits.
Right on the canvas. And to me, that's where it really becomes fun. It's when you can just literally create a painting right on the canvas as you're
God.
Oh my
it's-
god, look at that. Look how easy that was. But that looks like fucking clouds now, Jay.
Yeah, I see it. I'm watching. You just gotta find your right texture, huh?
Look at that. That's crazy.
Working on it.
Shouldn't be that easy.
You look at what you're doing,
Ugh.
and you'll see things. They'll just sort of happen. And you learn to take advantage of whatever happens and use it to make your painting special.
Nah, it doesn't look obviously as good as his because I don't have a physical
Let's
brush
go
that
back.
like cakes on paint.
Get an old 2-inch brush, and I just want to now blend all that together.
I've already done all that, blending it all together.
Being careful not to touch these top edges yet. I'm just blending the blue and the white down here together, very gently, still using little circular strokes. There we go. Just sort of let that mix together. I'm getting very close to the top, but I'm trying not to touch it at this point. Very close, but not touching. There. A little bit up in here. See? Just sort of blend it together. Mix it up. Just like you're making a cake or something. Just mix it up. A little bit in here. Right there. Okay. Good. But this is a beautiful way. I just beat the brush like that to knock off excess paint. It's a beautiful way to create
Just
some
beat
very
off the brush.
effective, big, fluffy clouds. Now we're just sort of lifting it up. This will blend it all together, smooth it out. There. See? And then very lightly, 2 hairs and some air. Just gently, gently, gently blend the entire sky.
Okay, blend the entire sky very gently. I'm just gonna turn this opacity down like 10% and hope to God. Okay, 10% might be too low. There we go. A little bit more blending there. Yeah, I don't like what happened there.
See that? Shoot, we have a pretty nice looking little sky. And there wasn't anything to it. Now then,
It already looks kind of together anyway, so.
we'll use some midnight black, little Prussian blue. Now, Prussian blue is much darker than phthalo blue. It's strong.
Mixing colors now.
Very strong color. We'll put some Van Dyke brown, little alizarin crimson in there too.
He's got fucking 4
We're looking
colors
for a
together.
very dark color. It should look black. Pull it out as flat as you can get it. Go straight down with a knife, and we'll just cut off a little roll of paint. There it is.
Okay, he's got a
Right
blade
over the
out.
knife. Let's go up here.
It's practically
Now,
black.
I want to
Okay.
make some tiny little mountains up in here that are far away.
Here's where the
Things
bullshit
pretty
starts.
big, because we want to create the illusion of distance here. Using a very
Oh, fuck off with that. Okay.
Right, here's
Very
where the
dark,
bullshit
right? So
starts.
let's just make it like, you said there's a little bit red in there? No, let's make it a little bit bluer because I want to like almost snowy. So there you go, almost black. I need a blade.
Yeah. You gotta just gently do something.
Palette knife right here. What is this? Well, for one, I should have paint on the actual knife. Okay, too much for me. Yep, that's the knife I'm looking for, I think. The fuck? That's weird.
He says that's weird.
Like it's locking me into place. You see this?
Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a graph on like
Yeah.
that's it. I see it.
very firm pressure.
Damn it.
Just literally push this right into the fabric. I don't want a lot.
How's it going? Is she like in concentration mode?
Our mountains today. That's about all we need. With a 2-inch brush, I'll grab this and pull it. Just pull it. It does two things. It removes excess paint, and it blends all this together. Here's where we're painting mountains as usual. We always want the top of the mountain to be more distinct than the bottom of the mountain. Because at the bottom, we have mist.
Oh,
we
God.
have wonderful pollution.
Top of the mountain more distinct. It was fucking fuzzy to begin with. Good enough.
And we have all these things that break up and diffuse the light, and it creates this softness at the base of the mountain. Let's go into a little titanium white. What the heck? Very small amount. Get a very,
More
very small
titanium
amount.
white.
Now then, barely touch it. No pressure. No pressure.
What the fuck? He just made snow.
On accident.
On one stroke, he just made snow. Can we not rotate the entire thing? Thank you very much. How the fuck am I supposed to manage that with a digital brush?
To be very distinct. Very quiet. Subdued. Far away. Gentle. Soft. Think about those types of words and stuff when you're painting, and it'll help your hand go much more gentle. Very soft. Don't want a lot of detail in this. And we'll take a little bit of blue and white, and just the indication of some shadow. Don't even want a lot of shadow back here.
How's yours coming?
Take a look.
No, I see it. This is why everyone hates Bob Ross.
Too much detail will bring an illusion of distance. Just enough to get the feeling that there's a nice mountain living back in there. And with a clean dry brush, following the angles, always follow those angles. Go very gently, tap it, and then lift it upward.
Sure, I'll do that. We'll see how that goes.
Very gently.
Tap, 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 tap. Up. Oh yeah, great advice, Bob. They just ruined my painting. help that I'm left-handed.
Dragging your hand across it.
Yeah. Okay, that left side can stay exactly the way it is. Fuck off.
And that'll help also create that illusion of mist at the base of the mountain.
Illusion of mist at the base of the mountain. My mountain looks like a couple of brush strokes. Okay, JM's. Okay, look at this.
Yeah.
Look how surprisingly good that looks.
Actually looks a lot better since you've zoomed out of it.
Yeah. I am just gonna do one thing. Looking better, but it's fine. There we go. I made that edge a little bit more pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
That actually looks like a fucking mountain. The fuck? No more paint. Oh, swiping thing. Swipe or no swipe?
Let's get crazy. Find another 1-inch brush. Or you can use your fan brush, whatever. Take a little bit more of the titanium one. Maybe in our world, maybe this old cloud right here, it just sort of dripped right down in front of the mountain.
Motherfucker wants to make
Just
another
in the
goddamn
bottom.
cloud.
Little circles, tiny little circles.
Too much of a pain in the ass to make it with cloud the first time around, ass dickhead. Whatever.
Shoot, maybe this one right here. I don't know. Just sort of look at your painting and make a decision. Maybe it just sort of wraps this old mountain up. Two-inch brush and just blend it together. This is a super way of making mountains that look like you're just laying out here in the mist. I lived in Alaska. for
This actually looks
9
really
years.
good, Jay.
I agree.
And you see some of the most beautiful scenery there. God was having.
It's a
good
little
day
bit more
in
smooth
Alaska.
than his, but you can have smooth mountains or smooth snowy mountains.
Uh-huh.
See that old mountain just lays up there in the mist now and floats around. Has a good time all day. Now then, maybe we'll have some little foothills back there. I like to do little foothills. And we'll take some of that same mountain color, add a least little touch of sap green to it. A little sap green, there we are. But it's predominantly blue. The one that's farthest away here, we'll make predominantly blue. Okay, let me wipe my knife off. And we'll use a 1-inch
Oh
brush.
no, I'm gonna lose my streak.
You could use your fan brush or 2-inch brush, it doesn't matter. Load a little color in there. And let's go right up in here. Now we have to make a big decision. Where does our little foothills live? Maybe we'll have one coming right over here. We'll start this one out back here, just using the corner of the brush and pulling straight down. gently. Maybe the little foothill comes right over like that. Wherever. Once again, this is a very individual thing, painting.
I have to like completely change like all of his like ways of doing things in order to get digitally working.
Right.
Like that's not working at all.
Yeah, you gotta come up with your own whatever. Yeah, not 9 a.m. but 9 p.m.
So just sort of look at it and make up your mind how you want your painting to be. Now then, when you're doing foothills, especially layers of foothills, you want a little misty area in between. That's your separator. So take the brush, 2-inch brush, and just tap the base of it. So you can tap quite firmly. You can
Yeah, you're like pounding on that thing.
Hitting.
Right. Now tapping with this does literally nothing.
Right. Tapping it just.
Enough for me on that.
The canvas here, and then very lightly, just lift it upward a little bit. There.
Yeah, if I do that, I'll end up ruining the paint and watch. See?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now then maybe we'll have several layers in here. When you're doing landscapes, each layer, each plane, as it comes closer to you, should get darker in value. So we'll use that same color, and I'll just add a little bit of that mountain color. See, it's right here. I'll just add a little lead into it. That'll make it a little darker. Maybe a touch more of the green.
Literally the exact same color, but darker.
Okay. Now, maybe over here, we'll hold the brush up like this. And that'll make tops that are a little taller and a little more distinct, because they're getting a little closer to you. There. But you can create just layer after layer after layer like this. And it enhances your painting tremendously because it creates that illusion of depth. Back to our 2-inch brush. Once again, we want to create that mist. See how that mist in between?
Cool. Mist. More mist.
Just tap it in.
Tap, 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 tap. Does nothing. What I also have to do is I also have to rotate in order to get that same mist effect, or a similar one. And look, mist effect.
Separates. It's your best friend. Take care of it.
Actually, what I could do, soften those trees just a tiny bit. Look at me taking creative liberties.
Right. I mean, you really gotta do it on your own esteem, you know? It's your painting, it's your happy tree.
Look at that. That's what?
Maybe. I'll tell you what. Let's have one more.
I'll tell
Let's
you
have
what.
one more.
I'll
Add a
tell
little bit
you
more of that
what.
dark color. Right into that same original palm. One more. And then maybe it lives right here. But it's darker in value. It's a little darker. There we go. And we'll let him come maybe right down here. I don't know. There. each layer needs to get darker in value to keep that feeling of distance in the painting. And I know I repeat that over and over, but it's so important. So important. You don't want just a flat old painting. We want a masterpiece here, and you can do that. Once again, we're going to tap that base, just like so. Very lightly, lift it upward. There. And maybe we're beginning to get down here to where there are a few reflections, so we'll take a little paint on a 2-inch brush, grab it, and pull it straight down.
Oh, reflection time, boy.
Oh god, it's still happening.
Okay, that's not doing what I want to do. So what instead I'm gonna do, create a whole new paint of it. Both like very little paint on the brush. Less than half the amount.
Come straight down. Most important. If you go at an angle like this, it won't look right. See, even there, it doesn't look right. Now very lightly go across. Very, very lightly. Just enough to blend it and give it the feeling.
There it is, the swipe. I got it. The reflection.
This technique is instant.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to make this pretty big in order for this to work.
Reflections. Now then, we'll take a little of the liquid white, put the least little touch of the bright red in it, just least little touch. Just enough to flavor it a little bit. Be careful, because very quickly this can get really intense in color. Now we just cut across, that's all there is to it. Go up here, and we'll just put in just the indication of a happy little water line that lives here. Now, if you get one that's maybe a little too strong or too bright, just go back and rub it. The more you rub it, the lighter it'll get, because it'll just be absorbed right into the color it's underneath. painted with me before, you know without question that we don't make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents. But you learn to use anything that happens. Okay, maybe right there. And little ripples. But notice how all these lines are basically straight. If they're not, it's going to look like your water's going to run right out of your painting and get your floor wet, and you'll have to tie a bucket on one side. We don't want you to have to do that. Now, tell you what, clean off a little spot. Let's take some black, Prussian blue, brown, crimson, sap green, all those same colors, but with no white in it. It's very, very dark, very dark. Looks black on the palette. There. Okay, let me clean my knife. And I just wipe the knife on an old paper towel. Find a fan brush here. Let's take the fan brush and go right into that color. Load a lot of paint onto the brush, both sides. See, the bristles are, there's a lot of paint in there. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe back in here in our world there lives, well, there does now anyway, a happy little evergreen tree. And we just use the corner of the brush, just the corner. And as you work down the tree, add more and more pressure so the bristles bend downward much, much more. Look at there. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, right. What?
Your concentration on that tree. Like you held your breath on that whole line.
I don't know how to rotate the brush.
Rotate the portrait, not the brush.
Yes. God, I was thinking just like straight up and down for long. I would have been able to do so much better if I just thought about this.
You're like, my God.
Why is it doing that? That's not at all.
Oh, it's not changing your brush.
Yeah.
To make a happy little evergreen, let's give him a friend. You know me, I think everybody should have a friend. Friends are so important. There. All right, maybe tree friend. In our world, there's 3 trees here. You can put as many or as few as you want. The only thing that we would like to teach you here is how to make a tree. You decide how many trees you have in your room. Maybe we'll have some, maybe there's a little reflection down here. Just put some general shapes. We're not looking for detail. Not looking for detail. Just very basic little shapes. Shoot, who knows? Maybe there's some land there too. You can just push up with a fan brush and a little bit down for the reflection. And we'll use old 2-inch brush. And grab this. Decide where water and land meet, pull straight down once again. straight down. So I'm going to instant reflections. Go across. That easy.
I'm only doing one tree, 3 trees, because that was a pain in the ass to do, and it doesn't even look that great. Good enough.
See these reflections, you can push them. See how you can push them? Because the canvas is wet, you can do that. You can do anything here.
Push it.
On this canvas, you have total and absolute power, unlimited power here. When I go home, only thing I can do is take a garbage out. But here, I can do anything that I want to do. Take a little of the dark cyan and a little white, get a little roll of paint on the knife, just put a little indication here and there of a little tree trunk that lives in this. There. Don't want a great deal. Don't want a great deal. Just enough to indicate there's something in there. And you can just take the point of the knife and just scrape through it, make little lines and sticks and all those little things. And tell you what, I'm gonna grab another fan brush. I have several of them going here. Let's take and go into a little yellow. This is cad yellow. A little touch of that color that we made the tree out of. Since it has blue in it, as soon as we touch the yellow, it turns beautiful green color. Maybe a little yellow ochre too. I want a dark green here. Once again, load the bristles quite full. A lot of color. Let's go up here. Now then, let's put some highlights on these little trees. Don't want to overdo it. You put too much highlights on here. Too many highlights. Then it loses its effectiveness. We want these to be quite dark. Look at that. That's all there is to it. Darker, darker, darker. Now maybe down here there's some little grassy things that grow on this. And you just make those by pushing up with a brush. That's all. Very easy. Now, let's have some land under there. We need something to hold those trees up so they don't fall over in the water and make a big splash. There. A little Van Dyke brown, a little dark cyan mixed together. Like so. We'll take a little touch of that brown and white. Just make the indication of a little land there. A little bit of the liquid white that we had left over. And we'll just put in a little water line. This water line is your separator. It's a light between two darks. And that separates it and makes it stand out. All right.
That looks a little better.
Tell you what, we'll just use this big brush. Ready to have some fun? If you've painted anything before, you know
This guy's a tree with some
So let's do that. I'll use the old 2-inch brush today. That old 2-inch brush. So often we avoid this brush because it's big and we're afraid of it. A lot of paint.
We're afraid of it.
Wiggle, wiggle. Then sharp.
Wiggle, wiggle,
Just
wiggle.
like a little knife. Look how sharp this brush is. There you can see. Very sharp. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, maybe in our world lives a big evergreen tree. Right there.
No,
Just
not
touch the
happening.
canvas. Now we use just the corner. Just the corner.
We're
I'll
just
do
gonna
a
add
boat.
6
I
more
won't do
trees.
another fucking tree.
Let's go back and forth. And begin laying in all of these beautiful little limbs and stuff that live on this tree. There. Okay. Tell you what. We'll have another one. You knew that, didn't you? You knew I'd have a friend out here. There. Okay. Now then, let's have some, maybe there's some big leafy trees, not evergreens that live here. There. Let's just push in some nice leaf and branch shapes. Look at there. But when you use a big brush, you can do this very rapidly now. go on the other side.
That I might be able to fucking do.
And you could do this with a 1-inch brush if you wanted to. Works just as well. Just as well. This is just a little bit faster. A little bit faster. There we are. Okay, just bring it right on down, right down. Now you have to start making big decisions. Okay, we'll just put there. Nice bush leaves there. Tell you what, let's get crazy. Maybe it just goes all the way across. In your world, you can do anything that you want. If you want this shrubbery and bushes and trees to come all the way across, then do it. Do it. All right. Now then, we can just take a clean knife.
Why did it get so intense?
And just make the indication of little sticks and
No,
twigs.
it's painting. It's like too much now.
We're going to cover most of those up, but some of them will show. We can even use a little brown and white, come right up in here. Get the indication of the trunk.
Here, what I'm gonna just do here is I'm just gonna create a small landmass. Something tiny.
Right over here. This is
Gotcha.
deep
Now.
in the old tree here. You're not going to see much of them. But they're there. Now then, let's take and dip the brush into a little of liquid white, 1-inch brush. We'll go right through. I'll use a little cad yellow. Grab some sap green up here. There we are. Cad yellow, sap green. Pull the brush in one direction. Load a lot of color in it. Just go up here. Now then, think about all your little leaves and stuff here that would just shine. They would sparkle out here in the sun under this big mountain. And when you're painting, make up little stories. Think about the scene that you're painting. Become part of it. Make friends with a tree. Shoot, you can just drop all this stuff in. And let it go. Darker, darker, darker as you work down toward the base of the tree. Darker, darker. Add a little yellow ochre here or there, a little Indian yellow sometimes, just to change the flavor. A little touch of bright red even here and there. It's up to you. Up to you. There. And you choose even the time of year. Let's go with this other big tree over here. Maybe over here. There he lives. There he lives. This big tree. Think about individual shapes and forms inside of this tree. Don't just throw it on at random. Think about the limbs inside the tree that give it shape and form. There. Okay. Darker, darker, darker. Down here toward the base. Much darker. Let's have a bush right here that has red flowers on it. Look at that. See there? Just by putting a little bit of red on the end of the brush, you can do that. Here lives another one. Just do one bush at a time. One at a time. There they go. Okay. Just wherever you want them. Shoot. It's coming along pretty nice. There. Okay. On the other side over here, we'll put in some little bushes here. And you can use the brush sidewards. Just push up and create all kinds of little things. Just like so. All right. I'm gonna put a little path in here. Use a little Van Dyke brown. We got just a second left, so I'll throw that in. A little brown and white. Give us an indication of a little path. And all we need to do is put a little bush over the top of it and set it right down into the painting. Shoot, I think we have a finished painting. For that, I'm going to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend. I'll see you next show.
What? Good enough. Go. It's done.
Boom.
I'm never doing that again.
That was like 2 hours of your life right there.
Yeah, it was. It took so long, but I learned a fuckload of how limited you are with these digital fucking applications.
Yeah. Well, you had fun doing it though.
I did. Except for that last part. That last part was bullshit. Fucking trees. How long does that record for? 2 hours, 36 minutes.